Hi children, welcome back to online classes of Sri Gokulam Guruvayur. Today we will start yet another geography chapter, that is chapter 6, Manufacturing Industries. So manufacturing is an important sector in our country. When we discussed about sectors of economy in economics, we understood that it is a secondary sector activities. So strength of a country is measured by the development of a manufacturing sector. So what is manufacturing and how they are important for the country's development? All these are discussed in this chapter. So let's start our class. Geography chapter 6, Manufacturing Industry. First of all, what is manufacturing? Manufacturing is the production of goods in large quantities after processing from raw materials to more valuable product. So manufacturing is large unit of production using the raw materials which are available for them and they try to produce more valuable product. That is called manufacturing. For example, paper is manufactured from wood. Then the next, what are the importance of manufacturing industries? Now we shall discuss about the importance of manufacturing industries. Manufacturing sector is considered the backbone of development of a country because it helps in modernizing agriculture and reduce heavy dependence of people on agriculture sector. If there is development in manufacturing sector, more people will be shifted from agriculture sector to industrial sector. The next, industrial development is a precondition for eradication of unemployment and poverty from our country. In India, the two major problems are unemployment and poverty. Because of unemployment, people fall down to poverty. It is very important to develop manufacturing industries so that more unemployed people will get work and reduce poverty. Then the third one is manufacturing industries brings down regional disparities. What is a regional disparity? That is uneven development of a country. That is, in some areas are very developed but some areas are not developed. Once the industries established in tribal and backward area, that area will flourish equally with developed region. So it reduces regional disparities. Then the fourth one, with manufacturing industries, countries can transform their raw material or resources into a finished product and of higher value, and it helps to bring prosperity in our country. Then the next one, the development of agriculture. Even for agriculture also, industries will cooperate with agriculture to become better. So agriculture and industries are move hand in hand. That means industries provide machinery, fertilizers, tools, etc. to the farmers and make production process very efficient. And agriculture provides raw materials to industry. In this way, development in industries also brings development in agriculture sector. Then the next one, export of manufactured goods expand trade and commerce and brings foreign exchange. If the demand of our product increased in international market, it can export it to other country. This will bring foreign income or foreign currency into our country. Okay. Then, but in our country, over the last 2 decades, the share or the contribution of manufacturing sector has stagnated at 17% of GDP out of 27% for the industry. That means the entire contribution of industries in our country is 27%. The manufacturing industries are contributing 17%. Then the remaining 10% for mining, quarrying, electricity and gas. But in some East Asian countries, the contribution of manufacturing industries is much higher than our country. They have achieved from 25 to 35%. These countries are not so efficient with Indian resources, but still we are lagging behind them. So we need to concentrate more on manufacturing sector. Next we are moving to the topic industrial location. How the industries are fixed their location. It is very difficult to answer where is exactly industry is located. Industrial locations are influenced by many factors. They are, first one, availability of raw materials. Either it should available in very huge amount or at very less cost in a particular location. For example, sugar industries would be located near sugarcane farm. Then next is availability of labor. Availability of skilled and unskilled labor are required to work at least cost. That means less cost. So availability of cheaper labor is one factor that influences industrial location. Then capital. Most people do not like to invest huge amount of capital. For example, the cost or the price of a land is very high. They can't establish a industries. So capital, availability of capital is also influence industrial location. Then the electricity. If there is no availability of electricity, it will lead to lower productivity of industries. So availability of industries is one important factor. Then the next is market. How far is a market from the industrial location? Then what is the transportation possibility? All these are influence the industrial location. And apart from this, government policies also influence industrial location. So these are the main factors that influence the industrial location. Manufacturing activity tends to locate at the most appropriate place where all the factors of industrial location are either available or can be arranged at lower cost. So apart from this, once an industry established, automatically urbanization follows. Then the industry would like to prefer moving to the place where urbanization is happening. That means industries are located in or near cities because cities provide market, labor, transport, banking and financial advice, etc. to the industries. So there is a term, it's called agglomeration economies. What is agglomeration economies? That is, so many industries come together in urban area to enjoy the advantages offered by that area is known as agglomeration economies. That means due to the availability of factors that required for the industries, more industries are located in specified area or in a special area is known as agglomeration economies. Okay. So these are the factors to influence decision of factory location. So industries located in the place where they can able to obtain raw material at least cost, production at least cost and distribution at least cost. These are the factors influencing industrial location. Then now a simple outlay of industrial system works. So first one, input or raw material, lands, capital, etc. that transported to factory, and in factory output or product produced and it again transported to market, and money from the market goes back to the input. That means it is a circular or a process in industrial system. Okay. Then the next topic is classification of industries. Industries are classified on the basis of raw material used, main role, capital investment, ownership, and bulk and weight of raw material and finished product. So the first classification of industries on the basis of raw material used. So on the basis of raw material used, the industries are classified into agro-based industries and mineral-based industries. So what is agro-based industries? The industries which get raw material from the agriculture is called agro-based industries. For example, cotton, woolen, jute, silk, textiles, rubber, sugar, edible oil, coffee, etc. These are under agro-based industries. Then the next one, mineral-based industries. Here, minerals are taking as raw materials. So iron and steel industries, cement industries, aluminium industries, these all industries are come under the category of mineral-based industries. Then the next classification of industries on the basis of main role. According to the main role, industries are classified into basic industries and consumer industries. So first one, basic industries or key industry. The goods which produced by these industries are basic of other industries, or the goods of such industries are raw material of other industries. For example, iron and steel industries, copper smelting industry, aluminium smelting industries, etc. Then the second one, consumer industries. The industries which produce goods for direct use of consumer is known as consumer industries. For example, sugar industries, toothpaste industries, paper industries, etc. Then the next classification on the basis of capital investment. On the basis of capital investment, the industries are classified into small scale industry and large scale industries. So the first one, a small scale industry. A small scale industries is defined with reference to the maximum investment allowed on the asset of a unit. That means the capital amount is less than 1 crore, then it called small scale industries. Then the large scale industries, if it is more than 1 crore, that is capital is more than 1 crore, it termed as large scale industries. Then the next classification on the basis of ownership. So who is the owner of industries? On the basis of this, the industries are classified into first one, public sector industries. That is, industries is owned by government. That is called public industries. For example, Steel Authority of India Limited, BHEL, etc. Then the next one, private industry. It is the industries which owned and governed by private individual or group of individual. For example, Bajaj Auto Limited, Dabur Industries, Tisco, etc. Then the next one, joint sector industries. Joint sector industries which are jointly run by the government and also individuals or a group of people. For example, Oil India Limited, OIL, Oil India Limited is an example for joint sector industries and it is owned by both government and individuals. Then the next one, corporate sector industries. These industries are owned and operated by both producer and worker. Then they distribute the profit each other. For example, kaya industry in Kerala, sugar industry in Maharashtra, etc. Then the last classification is on the basis of bulk and weight of the raw material and finished goods. So, on the basis of this, industries are divided into heavy industry and light industries. So, heavy industry includes iron and steel industry. Light industries that use light raw material and finished products, that include electrical goods industries, then textile industries, etc. So these are the classification of industries. So today we have discussed about what is manufacturing industries and the importance of manufacturing industry, location of manufacturing industries, and at last we have discussed about the classification of industries. I hope you understood all this. So children, as usual, you have to watch the URL that attached with this video and attempt the test paper, download your notes and study it well. Thank you children. We will meet in the next class. Bye.